2017.
Yeah.
You were not just a member, but a worker at the...
Staff, actually.
Staff, so you're an employee of COZA.
Yes.
And you say something happened between you and Biodun.
Yes.
Please tell me.
Oh, okay. So at that time I was living in one of the cities where the church was located, because they have churches in different places. I'm sure you know that. And I mean, he was my boss, so I worked with him sometimes. He was in town and something needed to be done for church, or even personally. I mean, sometimes I had to do personal errands for them. So yeah, it wasn't like it was the first time that I was going to be at their house or go do something for them personally. So that day had asked me to meet him at the house. It was a Thursday. Well, he had asked me to meet him at the house on Thursday morning. And I went there. It was supposed to be, you know, the usual, go there, take instructions, or to either do this for church or go do that for us personally, and then go do whatever needed to be done. I like to say that at this time I considered him to not just be a mentor, but he was someone who I regarded as a father figure of some sort. I mean, yeah, so the trust was, I mean, it was basically, it didn't seem like any red flags to me. So I had gone there that morning, and I was comfortable because I know that house. That house, it wasn't the first time I was going there. So I was there, seated on the couch, and he had started to address what he wanted to talk to me about. I think he had started by addressing something that has to do with church. I can't particularly remember the details now, forgive me, but things moved pretty quickly from then to, because it was a long couch, and I was seated on the couch, and then he came and sat on the couch as well. But maybe just a few, you know, there was a little space, so it wasn't like he came on directly and I was alarmed or anything. So yeah, and then everything pretty much moved quickly from there, because he started trying to pull me into a hug, and then of course they're trying to kiss me, which I found shocking. It was, I don't know, maybe one of the most shocking things that I've had to experience, because I've known this man for such a long time. I'd known him not just as a mentor, but as a spiritual leader. I've heard him preach, I've heard him talk about, you know, God, and there I was about to witness what would seem like the complete opposite of everything that I thought that this person stood for. So yeah, all I can remember is saying, you can't do that, you can't do that, you have to stop. Like, I remember telling him to stop, like, continuously, while he started taking, while he started going at my, because I had this navy blue high-waist trouser on, I can never forget. Yeah, so yeah, so that happened, and he started to take that off, and then, I mean, I remember trying to fight him off. It was a couch. There was, I don't know, even if there was anything that I could grab, I don't know if I thought to grab anything, to be honest. Maybe I was too shocked, maybe, I don't know. I remember I kept on asking him to stop, and that he just kept going. And then, I mean, he had taken off my button, and then my zipper was down, and then my trouser was down. And then he had one hand, you know, holding me back to the couch, and then another hand, like, right up in my pants. I think at that point, I pretty much just knew what was about to happen. And I don't know, for someone who maybe had to fight off a lot of, I'd had to fight from maybe when I was a teenager. I've had to maybe fight sexual abuse of some level or the other. I mean, that's what women practically do. I just felt like I had put myself in this place. I started to feel like, okay, I'm just going to hope that this person, you know, remembers that they are supposed to be my boss and my spiritual. I mean, because everything I kept saying obviously wasn't working. I kept telling him to stop. I remember he kept saying, relax, just relax, just relax. If you know him, then you know that is very, I mean, it can be weak. Now when I think about it, I think he's a very weak person. But he also has that appearance of strength. It's like one of the things that he has going for him. So, I mean, I remember him, he didn't flinch, he wasn't moved. He obviously wasn't going to stop or anything. He just kept saying, just relax. Like, this will soon be over, just relax. And yeah, so, I mean, after that, he just pretty much took off his pants and then, I mean, did what he wanted to. And yeah, as soon as that was over and he saw that I had already started crying, I mean, I had tears. I wasn't shouting or anything at this point. I was just, I mean, I know that we tell people not to blame themselves, but the first thing that happens is that you blame yourself because, I mean, you brought yourself here. And so I think it was what was going on in my mind at that time. And when it was done, it just said, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. Like, he started to apologize. So he flipped from the sweet, amazing person who was my mentor to the person who I could barely recognize. And then switched back to someone who cared about how I was feeling. It was a lot. I mean, I didn't know what to make of it. I didn't know what to make of it. But I remember that for the first time, I saw a completely different person from who we all knew or who I thought I knew. I think it was the first time that I saw him as someone who just only showed you what he wanted you to see. So with him, what you see is not what you get. Why I say that is because when you meet him, or if you have any form of interactions with him, maybe as someone who works with him or as someone who attends the church, who you see is that charismatic leader type person who is always telling you to, you know, aim and aspire. I mean, go out and do amazing things. It's the one who is always, you know, trying to appear that like someone who not just understands the word, but does the word. But the person I met that day was different. It was a completely different person. And even though he apologized, I think I left that place vowing to myself to never speak about it. I mean, I just felt like, oh, maybe if I don't talk about it, it will go away. Maybe if I never face it, then maybe it will just, you know, magically disappear. Maybe I won't have to deal with it. Maybe I won't have to talk about it. Maybe I won't have to think about it. So, I mean, after that time, of course, he went back to Nigeria because he wasn't in Nigeria. I wasn't in Nigeria at that time. He went back to Nigeria and everything just went on like normal. I still had to work. So I still had to show up to work every day and act like everything was fine. I still had to, you know, do things for church despite the fact that I no longer felt like I belonged there. Heck, I already started feeling like I'm not even sure if God is really who we think He is. So, yeah, pretty much.
I'm sorry.